Hold up. Just think for a sec about the feeling you get when you see the news headline, $35 trillion national debt. It's a number so huge, it ceases to mean anything. But deep down, you're asking the question that makes every economist sweat. If every single major country is in debt, who the heck is the creditor? Who's on the other side of that checkbook? You feel the cost of this paradox every single day. You work harder, but your rent keeps rising. You save, but inflation eats your savings alive. This ain't a coincidence, y'all. This is the interest payment. The debt you didn't sign up for is costing you everything, from the price of your eggs to your chance at a first home. And the reason you can't figure out who the creditor is? It's because the answer isn't a single person. The answer is more unsettling than that. The money your government borrows comes from three main sources: other countries, themselves, and you, through things like pension funds. But the entity that pulls the lever on how painful that debt becomes for you, the one that can inflate it away or solidify it, is the central bank. The Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, the Bank of Canada. They're the ones with the power to either save the economy or just silently, legally bankroll your ruin through the secret weapon they call quantitative easing. It's straight up financial alchemy, and it's happening like right now. In the next few minutes, we're going to open the hood on this financial illusion and show you exactly where that $35 trillion is sitting and what it means for your life. When politicians tell you the debt is $35 trillion, they're just using a number designed to paralyze you. Let's get real. Let's make it concrete. Let's look at the three places that money has been borrowed from. The smallest, but most talked about, slice is foreign countries. We owe Japan, China, and others because they buy our government bonds. That's the traditional bad guy the news focuses on, but honestly, it's not even the biggest deal for your financial future. The second slice is intragovernmental debt. This is the money the government owes to its own programs, primarily your Social Security trust funds and Medicare. The government essentially raided your retirement money to fund today's budget deficits. This is the debt we owe to our future selves. Now we get to the largest, most critical piece of the puzzle. The single most powerful holder of government debt is the central bank itself, the Federal Reserve. While the total number of bonds held by the Fed is only about 1/5 of the total debt, its power is exponentially greater. 'Cause unlike the other two creditors, the Fed doesn't use revenue to buy debt. They print it digitally out of thin air. That's wild. Your purchasing power is the interest payment on this manufactured debt. In the next module, we will expose the exact 3 steps of quantitative easing, the process where they swap toxic assets for fresh cash, manipulate the interest rate on your mortgage, and quietly delete your savings. You need to know these steps to protect yourself. The answer is the magic trick known as quantitative easing, or QE for short. Here are the 3 simple, powerful steps that allow them to control your money. Step 1. Swapping toxic assets for fresh cash. Sometimes they're toxic mortgage debt, the same kind of garbage paper that tanked the last global crisis. The Fed takes this off their hands, no cap, and cleans up the big banks first. It's basically a digital, quiet bailout. Step 2. Manipulating the interest rate on your mortgage. They are forcing the cost of borrowing down to near zero. This artificially stimulates the economy and encourages everyone to take on more debt. Step 3. Quietly deleting your savings. This flood of new money entering the economy, that's the inflationary leak. This is why your rent went totally bonkers. The central bank didn't raise taxes on you. They just diluted the value of every dollar you own. That's the silent tax period. But here is the most terrifying truth. To fix the inflation they created, they need to raise interest rates. But raising rates makes the $35 trillion debts unpayable. They are trapped. They are forced to keep creating money just to pay the interest on the money they already created. In the next module, we will expose this financial doom loop, a self-perpetuating cycle that, once started, they can never truly stop. The real fear is the financial doom loop. It's the terrifying reality that the folks in power are straight up trapped in a cycle they can't escape. The central bank's only conventional weapon against inflation is to raise interest rates. But when they raise rates, the government's interest payment skyrockets. The debt becomes mathematically unpayable. This is the trap. The central bank is forced to choose between two economic disasters, and neither one is vibing. Option A: keep raising rates. The global system collapses and the dollar loses its reserve status. That is a global catastrophe. Option B: keep interest rates low. This means they are forced to print more money just to pay the interest on the money they already created. They choose option B every time. This is the financial doom loop. Every cycle deepens the addiction. They can never stop creating money. They're on a treadmill that's speeding up. And the illusion is complete, my friends. Your savings are being systematically erased to keep the doom loop spinning. You are now financially aware, but knowledge without action is useless. The single most important question is, what is the only wealth you can own that they cannot print away? You have seen the trap. The essential lesson here is to understand the difference between two concepts of value. Fiat currency, the money in your bank account, is a tool, but its value is constantly being diluted to manage the larger system. Your savings are not being destroyed, but their purchasing power is consistently vulnerable to inflation. The solution is not about panicking, it's about strategic diversification. You must secure a portion of your wealth in hard assets. These are things whose supply is finite and that cannot be printed into existence by any central bank. Action 1. The historical anchor, gold and silver. These metals are the original non-printable money. They have maintained value for thousands of years, acting as a reliable hedge against currency instability. Your next step: learn about allocating a small, responsible portion of your portfolio to physical bullion or highly liquid, reputable metal ETFs. Action 2. The digital frontier, Bitcoin. It is a modern asset with a mathematically and cryptographically capped supply of 21 million coins. No one can print a 22nd Bitcoin. It's an asset designed to function outside of the conventional financial system we just discussed. Your next step: take the time to educate yourself on the technology, how to safely acquire and securely store this type of digital asset. Look, this isn't about getting rich quickly or selling all your possessions. This is about financial consciousness and building a resilient portfolio. Your path to financial safety is paved with knowledge and the choice to hold assets that cannot be unilaterally diluted by policy decisions. You now possess the knowledge to see the trap and the blueprint for a sound, diversified strategy. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss that next deep dive. Thank you for watching.